will be from Quakerville, Connecticut, Chris Carell in the Hooters and Pat's Auto Center sponsored entry. Outside of him, driving the number 3, Dawson's Towing and Thorpe Electric Supply bring us Potential New York's Andy Lindemann. On the inside of row number 2, driving the 99, from Danbury, Connecticut, it will be Bernie Singer in the Spectra Oil, Dunleavy's Road Service and Truck Repair sponsored entry. Going off 4th on our field will be the number 10, that's Willie Auchmoody from Highland, New York, in the D&D Auto Supply Highland Automotive sponsored entry. Next on the field will be the number 16 machine. That is Seth Duvall from Ashford, Connecticut. Big Boy Toys LLC and Chuck's Auto bring us the 16. And working next to him, trying to sweep the season here at the Speedbowl, Holmes Garage and Mills & Sons Tool for Wood River Junction's Bill Leonard in the 8. Then we will have the 83 machine. That belongs to G. Perry out of West Suffield, Connecticut. FEB Construction LLC and BRF Equipment Rentals bring us the 83. Next on our field will be the 03, Ever Ready Motorsports and Montego Bay Bar and Grill out of Island Park, New York, for Island Park, New York's Tony Naglieri. Al Stone III out of New Haven, Connecticut. So as the field rolls their way off turn number 4, they await the green flag, and we are underway. And quickly trying to gain the jump on the outside is the 3 of Andy Lindemann. Lindemann tries to grab that top spot, and he will do so over the 7 of Chris Carell as they go into turn 3. The 99 of Bernie Singer runs 3rd. Little trouble for Willie Auchmoody, and that'll allow the 8 of Bill Leonard to get a ride around the outside of him as they go into turn number 1. The battle for the 4th spot between Bill Leonard and Willie Auchmoody as they go into turn number 3. Behind them it is the 16 of Seth Duvall. A little trouble for the 36 of Roger Perry as he's up in the Arnco barrier off turn number 4. But the yellow will come out for the 36 of Perry. As we see
it was a hard-fought battle. It's my 3rd second this year. I'd just like to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, my grandpa, the Solomito's for setting my car up, Acme Sanitary, Grandview, all my other sponsors.
Gentlemen, back to you.
And Andy Lindemann grabs the early jump as they go down the backstretch, but Chris Carell pulls even. Those two cars battle side by side. Top 4 side by side. Little trouble for Bernie Singer as he slides off the pace. That'll allow Bill Leonard to move into the 3rd spot as Willie Auchmoody moves underneath the 99 in the battle for 4th. Leonard on the move as he crawls underneath the 7 of Chris Carell as he'll take off after our leader, the 3 of Andy Lindemann as they cross the stripe. But Carell still hangs on that 2nd spot as they go into turn number 1. Leonard on the inside, Carell to the outside. Now Carell gains the 2nd spot as they go into turn number 3. Trouble for Auchmoody as he's around. He gains Seth Duvall. Both cars come together as they come off turn number 4. Now Auchmoody and the trouble for the 1 as he gets clipped by the 12 of Derek Chris right here in front of the start-finish line. That is Mark Lowry out of Charlotte, North Carolina in that 1 machine.
The first driver to make contact with the 1 was Thomas Smith, and you'll see the damage on that 64 Barabalt.
And Andy Lindemann and Chris Carell look for the green flag, and we are back racing. And back to the front is Andy Lindemann as he gets the jump as they go into turn number 1. Chris Carell to the outside looks to hang on to that spot. Now he has a burst of speed, and he'll look to pull even with the 3 as they go into turn number 3. Behind them, the 8 of Bill Leonard to the inside, and Bernie Singer hangs out on the outside. Singer gets a little out of shape. That causes G. Perry to check up as the field goes into turn number 1. Andy Lindemann leads the field, but now Carell just powers his way around the 3. He has a half car length advantage as they come off turn number 4. Race to the stripe. By inches, it'll be Chris Carell with the lead. Bill Leonard runs in the 3rd spot. Bernie Singer sits in the 4th position. Now G. Perry runs 5th. And Rick Charette is 6th as they go down the backstretch.
And right behind the Bear is the Speedbowl contingent of Diego Monahan and Al Stone. Chris Carell has the edge. Yellow is out on the speedway. Diego Monahan precariously close to the guardrail in truck number 81. What Carell can do, doesn't get the greatest jump in the world, and Lindemann does. As Carell was almost in cruise control, and at warp speed was Andy Lindemann, and he takes over the advantage. The plot thickens for 2nd. Bernie Singer, a veteran, who dates all the way back to the old Danbury Arena. That time he almost was able to rub elbows with the wall, came very close to hitting the barrier, but right now he closes in on our leader, Andy Lindemann. Making a rush on the outside, the Bear, Rick Charette, who has moved into the team truck this year. He's a teammate of Chris Corral, so that team is running 3-5 on the track right now. The man in the middle is Bill Leonard, and the man in the lead is Andy Lindemann. As the thunder is provided by Lindemann. Meanwhile, G. Perry, the driver from Suffield, has some pretty good position, and he is being dogged by the 81 of Monahan, the 52 of Al Stone, and the 16 is also in the neighborhood of Seth Duval. In trouble for Diego as he takes the scenic route. He is almost riding the fence. So we saw that happen a couple of laps ago. And Diego, he couldn't make it turn, and he was just waltzing around on the outside. Look at Rick Charette in car number 07 trying to get by his teammates. They made contact, so for teammates, it is a little brutal out there, and now Charette is able to shoot his way into the number 3 spot. So one of the best runs of the season for the Bear, Rick Charette in truck number 07, and things are starting to get tight at the front of the field. Bernie Singer, the ancient veteran, trying to flag down the 3 of Andy Lindemann. Charette goes sideways. That creates an opening for Chris Corral, and he is trying to boogie through that cavity. Those 2 cars almost surgically attached. Now as Corral wobbles off the pace, and that enables Perry to move into 4th. So Perry came from midstream all the way to the upper tier of cars, and he is ready to jackknife his way underneath Charette, and George Perry is moved into 3rd. Meanwhile, the script remains the same at the front, with Andy Lindemann in the lead, and the man who is sewn onto the back of his fire suit is the 99 of Singer. What hectic action a little deeper in the field. Corral is there, Duval is there, Stone, Leonard are there. Moody is in the vicinity. Corral goes sideways as he pirouettes around in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Diego Monahan puts on the brakes just in time to avoid making contact with his rear end, and we are on gold in lap number 8. And is G. Perry, truck number 83, looking to claw his way underneath Bernie Singer. So Singer, he might be singing SOS right now, because here comes Perry as he makes that Tasmanian Devil move underneath the 99 truck. Perry has position, but does he have the firepower to get underneath Singer? More trouble for Corral, and those 2 trucks, they are welded together. They come together, and on the outside, Singer, he is going to give 2nd place to Perry as the 2 trucks bulldoze their way into turn number 3. Lindemann has strengthened his lead. Look at Perry and Singer battle. The intensity for 2nd. And G. Perry, who has won championships at the Riverside Park Speedway, not only in a truck, but also in a late model car. Perry, by whiskers, falls short to Singer. 4 laps to go. Lindemann is on easy street, but the sparks are flying, and this is some great driving between Perry on the inside, Singer on the outside. It's clean, it's crisp, it's thrilling, and it is Singer now by a half a truck. So he got a little more of the lead. Then it is Charette. He is in danger of losing a position to Bill Leonard. So Leonard is coming on strong. However, when they hit the stripe, they'll only have 2 laps to go.
And crossing that stripe in the lead is Andy Lindemann, but the battle continues behind him for 2nd between G. Perry and the 99 of Bernie Singer. Those 2 cars side by side roar down the backstretch. Further on back, Rick Charette battles with Bill Leonard for the 4th spot. White flag in the air for Andy Lindemann as he goes into turn number 1. The battle between Singer and Perry continues as those 2 cars slug it off turn 2 and down the backstretch. Lindemann will pull the number 3 off turn 4, checkered flag in the air, and will grab the win. But the battle for 2nd, Bernie Singer is able to hold off G. Perry for that spot. It's Singer in 2nd, G. Perry 3rd, In fourth was the 8 of Bill Leonard. Then we have the 16 of Seth Duvall rounding out the top 5. So Andy Lindemann is able to bring the number 3 home in first place.
It's a big moment for Andy Lindemann. So the black number 3 visits victory lane, and he made it look pretty dominating today. We will be talking about it to him as soon as he takes off his safety devices and his helmet, as another entertaining race for our all-star race trucks. The helmet comes off. In a minute, the hood will come off, and then Andy Lindemann will be coming out. And one of the great runs we've ever seen him have here at the Waterford Speedbowl, or in Connecticut for that matter, as he gets ready to vault out of the truck. How about a hand, ladies and gentlemen, for Andy Lindemann? And he still has enough energy to climb on the window. We don't see many one-sided races or drivers get off to a big lead in the truck series, especially here at the Waterford Speedbowl. How were you able to do it this afternoon?
Well, to be honest with you, I had some help from a friend of mine that gave me a good setup in this truck this weekend. I've never tried it before, and it really worked out for me, so I really owe it to him, and I got to thank him. My crew chief, my pit crew, everybody, all my sponsors. I never really liked this place, I got to be honest with you, but after today, I guess I can start liking it.
I think this is the best race you've ever had, not only here, but in the entire state of Connecticut.
I think you're right.
But he had a shining moment today. Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more hand for Andy Lindemann?